forward, Gavin Schauder. He's just a sophomore, but he's gotten the bulk of the playing time in the front court for IC. Do you think he'll be able to keep up with Rochester's older, more experienced forwards?
Yeah, it's going to be a tall task, but I do think he has the size advantage against Jagodzinski at 6'9". Jagodzinski's actually only 6'6", but then when Rochester rotates in CJ Amstel, and that's their other strong forward, he is 6'9" as well. That could be a good match for Schauder, and I think both of them have produced more offensively than Schauder has, so keeping up in terms of points in the paint could be a difference maker in this game, but it's going to come down to the three for Ithaca. If they can get their threes going, they will be in good shape. If not, going to be a bit of a rough one here.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the three ball, and Ithaca's been shooting it just about 33% this year. A really good mark in Division III basketball. Do you look for them to kind of, assert that three-point offense early in this one?
Yeah, I definitely think they will be able to here on their home court. And, I mean, yes, Rochester has maybe the size advantage in the front court, but I think Ithaca has a deeper group of guards possibly than Rochester. So once guys get tired, once the bench starts rotating in, guys like Evan Cabral, guys like Andrew Geschikster could make an impact, be a bit of a mismatch on Ithaca's end. If Rochester is underestimating some of these guards, leaving them open for threes, that could be trouble for the Yellow Jackets here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. Another guard that we talked about a little bit earlier is the Bombers' Tristan Wennerston. He leads both teams in rebounding, averaging 9 a game this season. How important will it be for the Bombers to be active on the glass tonight?
Definitely very important, because I think the way that you make up for a lack of paint scoring is being able to rebound in the paint, get it out to the guards for some more three-pointers. If they can take more shots here than Rochester tonight, get some second chance points, that would be big.
Yeah, interesting to note, Wennerston just 6'5". So again, maybe not the size, but he's an animal down there in the paint. On the glass, the Bombers are definitely going to need that tonight. Now looking at Rochester, they've taken the last 3 matchups against the Bombers going back to 2019. What do they need to do tonight to keep the streak going?
I think Rochester, this is not necessarily the same Rochester team that we've seen the last few years, but I think it's going to be the coaching matchup that would stay the same here. And Ithaca, I don't know if they're exactly the same team they were last year either, so I do think it plays out fairly similarly to previous years, but Ithaca could come close in this one just because of the change in the roster.
Absolutely. Ithaca's last win against the Yellow Jackets was in 2018. That's, now 5 years ago. And like you said, they're a very different team. A whole lot of turnover in that time, obviously, in college sports. How can they snap the streak and come out of this one with a win?
Yeah, I mean, for Rochester, just got to keep doing what they're doing. It seems like they've had Ithaca's number over the last few years from the coaching perspective. So I'd go with the same approach and definitely try and overwhelm their forwards in the paint, because that'll be their advantage in this one.
Absolutely. Andrew, run out of time here on the pregame show. Can I get a quick prediction for this one?
No, I think Rochester is going to lead early here, but I'm feeling an Ithaca comeback actually tonight. I think they win 78-77.
Alrighty. I have the same point total for Ithaca. I got them scoring 78, but unfortunately, I think Rochester's offense is going to be a little bit too much to handle. I got this one going 81-78 Rochester.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So unfortunately, that's all the time we have on the pregame show. We'll take you back to our Park School studios, and on the other end, Toby Zabore and Justin Antonucci will have the call on this one.
Aw, thanks, Alex.
Hello, Tobias Zabore.
Hello, Justin Antonucci.
Sound good? Sound good?
Sound wicked good.
All right. Are we coming in after the anthem? Are we breaking for anthem? Are we playing anthem over air?
There's no anthem for the men's game because they already played a game.
Oh, okay.
Tell Abby last PSA.
Abby, last PSA, then bring us in.
Thank you.
Can you grab my water from my bag right there, please? Quickly. 10 seconds, okay.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Liberty League rivals in the fall, but non-conference opponents in the winter. Back on October 21st, the Ithaca Bomber football team beat the Rochester Yellow Jackets 24-10. That time, however, was on football field. It's winter now here on the South Hill at Ben Light Gymnasium, and coming off a 22-point victory over Hamilton College, Rochester seeks revenge over the Bombers. Good evening, everyone. You're currently listening to 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. I'm Justin Antonucci alongside Tobias Zabore and Toby. We got quite a game on our hands. Rochester coming off a 22-point win. Ithaca coming off an overtime loss to Bard. What are we looking from the Bombers here in this one first?
Well, this is really a game of one team's strength is another team's strength. You look at what the Ithaca Bombers do really well, it's score points. You go back to one of their losses against Bridgewater State. They put up 89 in that game. Look back to most of their games, they're putting up 70 to 80 points a game. But you look over at Rochester, and it's their defense. Their defense is stalwart. They are one of the best defenses in the UAA conference compared to Ithaca having one of the best offenses in the Liberty League. These are two teams that do different things extremely well, and we're going to see that on the court today.
One thing to point out is Rochester in their conference first in defense against the three-pointer in Ithaca, as we know, first in three-pointers made in their respective conference. When you're looking at the three-point line specifically, which team do you think has the edge and why?
I'm actually going to give this one to Ithaca. You know, you think Rochester's got that great defense, and they do. They have that great perimeter line, and they're able to keep shots out there. But I think the Bombers able to move the ball around. They've been so good at it all year, despite that low three-point percentage. They've sunk 77 threes. That's nothing to scoff at. You look at a lot of their games, they've needed the three to keep in it, and a lot of the times it has been going. They've been pushed to that brink in the way that Rochester has seen, but not the same way by the three.
And their standout player, the Bombers, is Logan Wendell. Struggled in the first half in that Bard game, had a 0 on there throughout the first quarter, but he picked it up late. From a mentality standpoint, as you know you're going to have to attack the three-point line, what are you looking from Wendell specifically?
I think for Logan Wendell, it's get over the mistakes of their last game. Bard is not a game this Bombers team should have lost by any measure of doubt. You look at who Ithaca is and you look at who Bard was. Those two teams and those two institutions are not the same athletically, and yet you just let Bard 1 get over on you on that side. Mentally, it's recovering from that. It's knowing you're playing a team you have not beaten in 3 consecutive matches against a very solid Rochester team that plays in one of the toughest conferences in college basketball. It's going to be that three-point line for Wendell, and if he's on, he's on.
The starters today for the Bombers: Logan Wendell, Aiden Holmes, Gavin Schauder, Tristan Wetterson, and Evan Cabral over on Rochester's side. It's Matt Namerza, Logan Jagodzinski, Tomiwa Adedesoye, Mitchell Kirshner, and CJ Amshella. The standout name there is definitely Logan Jagodzinski. As we await tip-off quickly, Toby, what do you look at their star forward?
Well, really, we talk about this Rochester team being defensive, but when they score, it's all through Logan Jagodzinski. He has been incredibly solid on the year. He's top 5 in the UAA in field goal percentage, top 10 in just about every single other offensive category. In his last game played, he put up 18 points against Hamilton. He's top 10 in the UAA in 6 categories. He leads his team in 8. He's going to be a key for this Rochester offense if they're going to get past a very weak Ithaca defense.
The referee blows the whistle. Ithaca will go from left to right here in this first half. Rochester right to left. Ithaca in their white uniforms with blue lettering. Rochester in their blue uniforms with yellow lettering. As tip-off is underway, Rochester will win the tip, and it'll be CJ Amselem taking up the ball first, going from right to left now. On the top of the key, it's given off now into the corner. Pump fake from Rochester down low. It's Amselem, now. Back up top, it's number 15, Tomiwa Adedesoye. He has the ball up top still. Dribbles left. Ithaca in a 2-3 zone to start off this game. Swings it back right to the wing. Now down low, it's Amselem. The big man on Schauder. Amselem! Give him 2. Starts off the game 2-0 here for Rochester. Wendell.
It's going to be that size underneath for Rochester that determines their offense today.
6'9" against 6'9" down there. Now it's Schauder, the 6'9" forward, at the top of the key. Gives it back up to Holmes. Holmes is fouled by Amselem right at the top.
Yeah, Amselem was playing right on Holmes, and we saw Holmes try and break in on him and just couldn't get past that brick wall. But the Bombers get the benefit of that call on a foul by Amselem, and now they're going to be able to reset their offense a little bit here early, trying to bring it back.
It'll be Aiden Holmes inbounding to Evan Cabral. Cabral, a freshman, getting the start here. Has been one of the better players for this Bomber squad this season. He's going to give it to Wennerston. Now it's down low in that right block. It's Schauder. Schauder back up top. Wennerston sets a screen. Wennerston dribbles back inside Schauder, but it's deflected by Amselem, and now going the other way is Rochester. Here is Missouri, drops it back. Now at the top of the key, it's Amselem. Pops a three. Front rim, no good. Rebound by the Bombers. Going the other way, it's Cabral. Cabral slows this one down, gives it to Wennerston, the 6'5 guard. Now it's Schauder, top of the key. Wendell with his first touch of the day. Wendell, isolation. He's going to reset it back out to Wennerston. Wennerston, a tough pass to Cabral, now back to Wennerston, who drives in, passes it to the corner. It's Schauder. Clinks off the rim. No good, but it's a nice hustle rebound by Cabral, who gets fouled on the play.
And great passing by Ithaca. You're watching Rochester. They are right on top of every single Bomber, and yet Ithaca has been able to move the ball inside and make those passes go. Some have gone pretty lucky, but either way, you make a pass work against this top Rochester defense, you make it work.
A lot of good ball movement, but no easy shots yet here for the Bombers as Wendell drives in, pivots off. Now here's the floater. It's blocked. A nice block there by Nimzarum, and they'll go the other way. Here's Adedasoye. On that left wing, Amselem comes and sets a screen. Adedasoye, the layup, and it's good. Timeout for the Bombers. A quick one from the third-year head coach, Waleed Fareed, as it's 4-0 here early in Ben Light Gymnasium.
Yeah, not even 2 minutes into this contest, and Waleed Fareed is fired up on the bench. He has words for his team. You look at what Rochester was doing there right in the lane. They were doing what we saw during warm-ups. They're laying the ball up, and they're using their physical size to just go over the head of the Bombers.
Yeah, you see, I think it was quick 2 words, get 'em, and that's about it. I think looking a lot, be more physical, bump with the body. You see Rochester, how they play defense. They're physical. They'll let it up. They'll let up in isolation, but nothing easy on the inside. It'll be Schauder on the inbound. Rochester will come out with a full court press and a turnover there. A nice play there by Rochester. It's Adedasoye out to the corner. It's Jagodzinski misses the three. A nice rebound there by Cabral, and the Bombers will go the other way. Cabral, the freshman, will slow it down. A nice pass there to Aiden Holmes. Now it's Wendell drives. Wendell, the two. It's good. Logan Wendell gets on the board for the Bombers. Taking it up will be Mitchell Kirshner. Quickly now into the left block. It's Amselem back up right wing now. It's Adedasoye. He's been taking the load on the ball handling so far. Back up at the free throw line now. It's Amselem who'll spin on Schauder. A hook shot. Clinks off the back of the rim, and Schauder gets the rebound. Still 4-2 here. 17:25 to go in this first half. It's Schauder for three. No good.
Rochester's using a lot of speed early, and the Bombers are trying to counter that a little too quick. They got to slow down.
A nice drive there by Adedasoye, but a good defense. Now Amselem puts it up, and that goes in. An easy layup there on the inside. It's 6-2, Yellow Jackets. Aiden Holmes will take this one up, gets a quick screen from Wennerston. Wennerston, right side, now left to Schauder. Here at the left wing, it's Wendell. Wendell will drive. He'll pull up. Off the front rim, no good. A nice rebound there by Wennerston, who puts it up, and it's good. Right over the head of Adedasoye. Wennerston gets on the board.
Rebounds are going to have to be big in this game. Neither team is too good at it.
Here's Jagodzinski. Back up top now. Number 21 is Kirshner. He'll give it to the right wing. It's Adedasoye. No good on the three-pointer. Rebound by Wendell. Wendell gives it to Wennerston on that left wing. Now back up top. Here's number 3, Aiden Holmes. Holmes playing give and go with Schauder. Now Schauder will slow this one down, get it back up top to Wendell. Wendell gets doubled in the corner. Schauder now open for three. Schauder off the back of the rim, but another nice rebound by Wennerston, who's unable to control it, and that one goes out of play. It'll be Yellow Jacket ball.
Yeah, just tried to move it in, and you look at what Rochester has done. The Yellow Jackets swarm around the ball and swarm around every single possible Ithaca option. They're making it tough for the Bombers to play offense.
Wissink and Geschichter will check in for the Bombers. Same 5 out there for the Yellow Jackets. Up top, dribbling, it's Adedasoye, who tries to find a cutting Nemenzra, but it's no good, and it's a turnover now here. Bombers going the other way. Wendell for three. No good. It looks like it is off the leg of Cole Wissink, and the Yellow Jackets will gain possession here.
Both teams are trying a lot of deep threes, and you look over at the Bombers, they're trying to hit everything from beyond the arc, and it's not going. Their points are coming off of rebounds. They have to get inside, make the shots drop, and then you can step back and work the three.
Amselem checks out for the Yellow Jackets. Still a 6-4 game here, though, as we are about to reach the 15-minute mark. It's Adedesoye who drives and gets doubled. Now kicks it out to Jagodzinski. Now it's number 21, Mitchell Kirshner, at the top of the key, directing the offense. Guarded by Geschingter. Swings it to Nemezra. Nemezra drives in a layup. No good. A nice rebound there by Wennerston. He's got a couple now as they're going to pick up the pace here. It's Aiden Holmes on that left side, going left to right. A nice screen by Wennerster. A cross up and a three. No good. Front rim. Rebound there by the Yellow Jackets.
And you think with the speed these two teams are playing, the score would be a lot higher, but it's been pretty slow scoring.
Wheeler, a dish to Kirshner. The three is good. Mitchell Kirshner from the left block. It's 9-4 now here. It's Wendell. He'll throw out the thumbs up, run a play. Wendell tries to get Holmes in the post. Finally finds him. It's a turnover. Going the other way of the Yellow Jackets. Right down Broadway. It's Nemzura. Hits the layup. And another timeout taken by Waleed Fareed. It's 11-4 here to start here in Ben Light Gymnasium.
That's 2 timeouts in the first 5 minutes. Fareed knows what this game can turn into, and right now Rochester starting to run away with this one, and a lot of that has been the speed. We've seen when Rochester is moving the ball down the court, they make deep passes half the length of the court, and already they have the ball in Ithaca territory, and right away they can get a clean shot off.
What does Ithaca have to, they're getting open looks, they're getting good opportunities from beyond the arc. Now, if those are not falling, the number one attempted three-pointers in the Liberty League so far, but this three-point defense early is showing from Rochester.
Yeah, and really, I would say it's less the defense and more just Ithaca can't get things to go. They're getting those open looks, and a lot of those shots look like on a normal day those would fall, and you just have to get back in a rhythm, and when it's not getting in a rhythm, you start to press a little bit more, and the Bombers are doing that right now. They're forcing too many deep shots. If you're going to come back in this one, you're down 11-4, but you can still make that move. You have to get underneath and make the small shots work, and then have your defense put some faith in them. Let them get the ball back to you and just claw your way back slowly. And we mentioned earlier, Evan Cabral, the first year getting a starting action. They're going to bring in Jalen O'Neal here, another first year for Aiden Holmes. Only attempted 2 threes on the year, but you got to assume he's in there for a spark from beyond the arc. 14:44 still left here in the first half of play. It's 11-4 Rochester over the Ithaca Bombers. You're listening to the Ithaca Bomber basketball here on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. Rochester will come out in a full court press, and on the inbound it'll be Geschingter. Geschingter finds Jalen O'Neal quickly, who breaks the press. O'Neal still going fast. Now they'll slow it down. O'Neal out there with the same other 4. That's the only substitution. O'Neal, isolation ball, finds Geschingter left wing. Now it's Wendell. Gets pressed up top. Logan Wendell now at the top of the key. Gives it back to Jalen O'Neal. O'Neal guarded by Ethan Meckerin. Gives it back up to Wissink. Wissink, Wendell. Wendell back to Wissink. 4 on the shot clock. Wissink tries to find Wendell, but no good. Another sloppy possession from the Bombers, and that one will go out of play. Nothing working so far here for Ithaca. And we talked about the early passes being there. Well, those have stopped being open, and now they can't find anything, can the Bombers. Ethan Meckerin, first time in the game for the Yellow Jackets. He'll run the point. Meckerin finds a man down low. It's a layup. It's blocked by a nice block there by Wennerston, but the Yellow Jackets will retain possession. Now it's Mitchell Kirshner up top. Ithaca still in a 2-3, looks kind of like a 2-3-3-2 zone. As the corner 3 is up from Meckerin. No good. Clinks off. A nice rebound by Wennerston. Ithaca playing small ball here. Wennerston at guard, the biggest man on the floor, as Wissink will drive in. A nice kick out to Geschingter. Geschingter will find Wissink again. Now up top, it's Wennerston. Wennerston finds O'Neal. O'Neal with the drive and the layup. A nice finish from Jalen O'Neal. That's why they brought him in. He's physical and he's got size. He can dominate in the lane and play good defense. Another nice hustle play from O'Neal as he steals the ball in the half court, but it's recovered by the Yellow Jackets. A close play. They're going to call a violation, and that's Ithaca basketball. You like pinball? Because that was some pinball action in the middle of the floor. We go. The first Tobyism of the day. I've been waiting for it, Toby. Well, the Tobyisms are going to fly today, believe me. But right there, middle of the floor, that one was pinning around, and O'Neal, gritty play. He's one of those players for the Bombers, leads the team in steals with 11 on the season. That's part of the reason why they brought him in as this first substitution of the game for Ithaca because he can facilitate turnovers.
And they'll get the ball back. Wenderston comes out of the gate. Another first-year Alex Penders coming in the game. A lot of turnover from this roster where it looks as last year. You obviously lose Luka Radovic, the graduate senior, and no hesitation to go to your young guys off the bench. It'll be O'Neal, the first year. Gives it to Wendell, top of the key. Finds Penders early. Back to Wendell, who's going to pull up from deep range. An air ball, no good. Rebound, Rochester. Corvin Opira is going to bring up the ball. He's got speed on that left wing. Now down low. It's Wheeler back up top. Now they slow it down. It's number 25, Jack Garside, in the game for the first time. Garside is going to find a man at the block. Now back up top, left key. In the corner now is the ball. Back up top. The drive from Malachi Moore with the finish. Malachi Moore, first points of the day. And Rochester's up 13-6. Quickly, it'll be Jalen O'Neal, however. Into the corner now. It's Wissink with a drive. Corner for It's good. Alex Penders, on the three. Gets on the board, and it's 13-9. Rochester will set up their offense. Ithaca still in the zone. Moore now back up top to Garside. Moore and Garside playing give and go. It's Garside now pump fakes back to Moore. Now down low, breaking the zone is Jagunski. Now back up. Now on the right wing, a three. No good. Just missed from Corvin Opiram. And Ithaca will take it the other way. It's Wendell. Wendell to Geschingter, a three. No good. A lot of threes taken from both these teams. Not many finding the back of the rim as Jagodinski spins out. Gives it to Moore. Moore isolation ball at top, guarded by Wendell. Looks like Ithaca's now switched to man, and they'll call a shove on number 12. That's Logan Jagodinski for Rochester.
Neither of these teams are getting set. They're moving the ball down the court quickly, and then they're trying to take a shot. They're not slowing the game down. We've seen Ithaca claw back in this one, but when they slowed the game down, that's when they're getting points, not when they're trying to play to Rochester's speed.
Jalen O'Neal will isolation at the top of the key. Two screens. Now it's Wendell. Looks to pop. Covered nicely there by the Yellow Jackets. Here's Wissink back to Wendell. Quick give and go. Back to Wissink. Pulls up for three. No good. Just off the back rim as Penders attempts the rebound, but it's a nice play by Rochester, and they're going to get O'Neal on a foul there, a reach-in on Corvin Opira.
Yeah, and right now, the rebound game is pretty closely tied between these two squads. It's Ithaca with 9, Rochester with 8. You feel like the rebound game is going to be important in this one. It's just updated 9-9 for both sides. Rochester has size, but Ithaca is outmaneuvering them.
Wenderston comes back in for Wendell. Quickly, Rochester will set up their offense as Garside will drive in, unable to find anyone, and Moore will reset it at the top of the key. Looks like Ithaca might be back in a zone here as Moore dances on top of the key. They're going to try to double at the left wing. Now in the corner, it's Jagodinski who swings it far side for Garside. Garside, a floater, no good. A nice rebound there by Wheeler, and it's another miss and another pinball action, and that one will stay with the Yellow Jackets out of bounds on the left sideline.
This has been a gritty physical contest when they get underneath the baskets. These teams are trying to hit threes. That's not working, and so they're having to move inside the paint, and we're seeing action.
Jagodzinski, the inbound to Garside. Garside directing traffic. 13 on the shot clock, 10 minutes left. Just a little over 10 minutes left as Moore will attempt a corner three from the right. He sinks it. Malachi Moore, the first three of the day for him, and Rochester takes a 16-9 lead with just around 10:30 left here in the first half. It's Geschingter, now inside to Wissink, who kicks it corner. Quick ball movement now. It's Jalen O'Neal. He'll pump fake. He'll find Wissink back on that right block. Back up top, it's O'Neal with a pump fake. Back to Wissink. Right three. No good. Just off. And that one goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Bombers.
The three-point is not working for either side. Rochester 2 for 6. Ithaca now 1 for 10 from beyond the arc. Look on the other side, Ithaca 4 for 14 from the field. It's not much better, but it is better.
Holmes back in for the Bombers will replace Jalen O'Neal, along with Evan Cabral coming back out for Geschingter. So the starting five besides Alex Pender is in the game. Here's Cabral, the freshman. Finds Aiden Holmes, now top of the key, it's Wissink. Wissink with 15 on the shot clock, now left wing. It's Wenderston, back. Now it's Wissink, back again. Right wing gives it up, now it's Wenderston, top of the key. Wenderston dances, find Penders in the corner. Penders works on his defender. It's a three ball and it's good. Tristan Wenderston from range.
That time it goes.
Half-court press action for the Bombers. Not enough pressure, though, as Rochester will gain it no problem going from right to left. It's Adedesoye back in the game, dances up top, and a kick ball violation on Wenderston. He blocked a three almost with that one. Number 5, Matthew Memzer, was wide open in the corner. A little soccer action there.
Rochester will inbound it next to a man who I assume in his Ithaca tracksuit is doing his best Dan Swanstrom impression. Looks exactly like him in the stands.
It's Kirshner, left wing up top. Moore, another three. No good, clunks off, and another rebound there from Wenderston. Wenderston doing a great job at crashing the boards as Bryce Bleebtree will come into the game for the first time for the Bombers. Right wing, it's Aiden Holmes who gets pushed down by Moore. That'll be a foul. 16-12 here in this game. Ithaca only down by 4 despite the early shooting struggles. We've just reached under the 10-minute mark, 9:25. As the previous Bryce Bleebtree substitution, he came in for Cole Wissink.
Yeah, and think about where this game was. It was 11-4 Rochester not that long
Cabral
ago.
quickly up to Wenderston, misses, but a rebound. And good, Tristan Wenderston again. Sorry to cut you off there, but they go for a quick alley-oop play on the inbound, and it works.
Hey, that time you have to.
Mitchell Kirshner will dance with it on the left wing. A fake screen. Now he drives in, kicks out top, now corner. It's Memzera, who's back up top now for Adedesoye, who dances with it. He's guarded by Cabral, 15-on-15, left wing now. Back up top, it's Adedesoye, who takes some contact. Looked like a travel, no call though, and Wenderston will get another rebound off the clink shot from Adedesoye. Going back the other way, now it's Bleebtree. Bleebtree, now it's Wenderston. Wenderston dances with it, gives it to Cabral. Cabral on the left wing. Now it's in the corner for Alex Penders, who gives it back to Wenderston. Ithaca staying on the far left side of the court here, as Cabral will now have it on the right. Cabral dances with 10. Now Wenderston. Now a three from Penders. No good. Front rim. Rebounding the other way, it's Moore. Moore with speed. Moore drives in, but it's a nice defensive play by Aiden Holmes to stop it, and a double team doesn't work, however. It'll be 20 seconds left in the shot clock. A right wing three is good. Matt Nemzura buries it from range, and Rochester is back up 5.
Nemzura now across the 400 total career point mark for these Yellow Jackets, reaching a milestone in today's contest.
Holmes a quick 2 from the free throw line. It's good. Good answer there from Aiden Moore, the junior. It'll be Adedesoye and Moore in the backcourt here. 7:53 left in the first half. A screen from Amselem. It'll go tipped out of bounds. A nice defensive play there by the Bombers. And it looks like Schauder will come back in the game from Penders. Penders, some quality minutes there early from the freshman, who hasn't got too much action this year.
Yeah, and he's shown some quality time there on the court, and he got his hands in on one. Now forces Rochester to reset.
Adedesoye. He'll dance with it on the left wing. Now kicks it to the right wing. A pump fake there from Nemzura. Doesn't shoot it. Now it's at the free throw line for Amselem, who fakes the shot. Back out Adedesoye, a three-pointer. No good. Nice box out there from the Bombers, and Cabral will hustle the right way, but he dribbles it off the leg of a defender, and Rochester will get it back. They drive him, and another steal there from Bleebtree, and Ithaca will go back again. Some very fast-paced action here in Ben Light Gymnasium. Wenderston will now slow it down. It's left wing Cabral. Cabral will dance, gives it back to Wenderston. Wenderston's going to let this play set up. He's got Bleebtree on the wing. Bleebtree cutting a Wenderston. The layup, it's good. A nice cut there from Tristan Wenderston, and he gets the finish.
Ball is bouncing around like they're playing billiards out there. It's just moving on the court.
That's Tobyism number 2, as Adedesoye and Jagzinski will play back and forth. It's in the hands of Adedesoye at the right wing. Now back top of the key. He gives it to Kirshner. Kirshner will now give it to Jagzinski, who swings it to the corner. Some good quick ball movement here as Adedesoye will dump it down low for Jagzinski with the 2 and 1. Logan Jagzinski, a strong finish in the paint for potentially to put up Rochester by 4.
And that's a huge call for the Yellow Jackets if they can nail this free throw. These two teams are playing NASCAR out there. It is quick and speedy on the court.
You're killing me with the Tobyisms, Toby. I love them. Every one of them is so perfectly placed. Jagzinski, the free throw. It's good. They'll take a 22-18 lead here with almost 6:30 left here in the first. And Ithaca will go quickly again. It's Aiden Holmes. Back up top. Now it's Wenderston again, who drives in. Wenderston, the finish, and the foul. They'll count it. Tristan Wenderston, a strong layup over C.J. Amselem, who it looked like he took a charge, but I believe his foot was in the circle, and they'll call it They'll call it a blocking foul. He's getting the explanation from the ref now, and a timeout is taken by Rochester. When after the break, he'll be shooting for a potential N1.
Yeah, and Wennerston, wasn't just that he went up and made the play, he went over the top of Anselm. He cleared him.
A little finger roll action there, Toby.
And that's the kind of play the Bombers have to get back to. They're still not hitting it from the arc. They're just 2 for 12 from the three-point line, but they're getting better at from the field. They're only 9 of 22 now. Things are getting better inside. They're out-rebounding Rochester 14-12. They're playing big in the zone, and that's where they're winning the game. They're maybe not winning the physical size, but they're dominating the game inside.
One thing you notice here about the timeouts, the difference in the two huddles. Rochester, all the coaches involved, they have the 3 coaches here for Ithaca, Lead Fareed, Matthew Smith, and George Siorka III. They don't participate in the huddle. I'm not exactly sure who it is on the team. Now Fareed will join the huddle, but the last time out it was just the players. It seems really trust that group. The veteran leadership looks like someone is out there with an injury. Not exactly sure who it is, but he's kind of directing the huddle. Just shows how much he trusts his players.
Yeah, this Ithaca team has got a lot of leadership that has been here through the years, and you think about that assistant coach there, George Sikoriak III, was one of those graduate students who the Bombers graduated last year as part of that group with Luke Karadovich. He's an assistant. He's not really been part of the huddles, but you think his actions on the court, he knows these guys better than just about anyone because he's played with them more than any of the other coaches have as a former member of the staff. Now he's showing it.
He's been with the team longer than Waleed Fareed is. Fareed's only in his 3rd year at the helm as Wennerston will head back to the line for his N1 attempt. Wennerston, the free throw. It's good. 22-21 the score here from Ben Light Gymnasium as we are now under the 6:30 mark here. Rochester will take it up the left side. It's Kirshner. Kirshner will dance. Right wing out of Desoye. Right back to Kirshner. Quick ball movement here as it's now in the hands of Jagodzinski. Now it's out of Desoye at the right wing. Back up top, it's Mitchell Kirshner. Kirshner will dance. A lot of movement here. Now coming up for the screen is Jagodzinski. As Kirshner a quick behind the back. Gives it to Jagodzinski. Looks like this zone from the Bombers is holding up well, but a quick 2 is good. TJ Amselem answers back, and that's the hole in the zone. The free throw line in the corners, they found the hole there. A perfect execution there from Rochester. Wennerston now will take it right corner. Wennerston, a nice little push off, they're gonna call it. No basket, going the other way. Waleed Fareed not happy about that one. Wennerston didn't think he shoved that hard, but nonetheless an elbow. And the ball will be back with the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Waleed Fareed is a very expressive coach. When something happens, he jumps off his stance. You can tell he cares a lot about his team, and he has a lot of emotions when coaching this game.
Do you think that one was a little too much with the elbow?
I think so. I think he got a little too much in there. Waleed Fareed may have disagreed, but I think it goes against the Bombers every time.
Adedesoya will take this one up. A quick loft pass and a turnover there. It's going the other way. It's Logan Wendell now at half court. As now in the corner is Brytre, who gives it to the far corner. It's Wissink, will pump fake, the drive, no good. Rebound, Schauder tips it up. Schauder does not gain control. More pinball action as Rochester will join the break. It's Matt Wilaya inside to Jagodzinski. No good the first time. The rebound, however, is good.
And every time it feels like Ithaca's clawed its way back in this game, Rochester roars back. There's a difference between these two squads and how they're responding to adversity.
It's Schauder here, top key. Schauder directing traffic. Logan Wendell's been quiet here in this first half. Wendell will dance back to Schauder, low post, but that one just out of reach and out of bounds. You're listening to Bomber basketball here on 92 WIC Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network as we now reach under the 5-minute mark here from Ben Light Gymnasium. It's 26-21 here as they try to pull a late substitution here. The whistle's blown. Ithaca was trying to get Alex Penders, the first year back in the game. He'll have to wait till the next whistle. And Adedesoye will take this one up, going right to left. Adedesoye, some isolation basketball here, guarded tightly by Logan Wendell up the top. Now finds Kirshner. Kirshner had the ball in his hands a lot early. Tries to send the double team on the pass to Wheeler, but they're going to call a foul on Geschingter.
And now the foul is starting to go more and more against Ithaca, and you think it only resets Rochester here, so you get your defense back, but eventually it's going to pile up.
Blybetrey comes out back in the game. Is Penders as a nice easy 2 there from Rochester, puts them up 7. Aiden Holmes He'll drive down the right wing, finds the corner. It's Penders for three. It's good.
The corner deli store is open all day and now all night on the South Hill. Wide open three.
Alex Penders, the first-year answer, as a nice defensive play for there by Penders. Looks like Adedesoye went for the poster, but Penders stands strong in the paint. Now going the other way, it's Wissing inside, and a good layup there from Cole Wissing.
Call and response by the Bombers. They're clawing their way back. They hit the big three, they get the turnover, and now they get the easy two. And now you just got to tighten up defensively.
For a team that plays so fast in Rochester, it's very, for a team that is so good defensively, they got to slow it down a little bit. Is now 11 seconds left in the shot clock here in this possession. Now 9. They get it finally down low to Jagodzinski. Pops it 2. It's no good. Rebound, Logan Wendell. Wendell only 2 points on the day. Ithaca's leading scorer with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. It's Wendell, a fake screen from Penders. Wendell will fake, he'll drive now in, and a nice block there from Matt Wheela as this one goes the other way. Inside Matt Memzurum, no good. A nice defensive play by Penders. Now back the other way. It's Geschingter, finds Wendell. Wendell pump fakes, back to Geschingter. He'll pump fake the 3. And Ithaca will set up here. Wendell down low to Penders. Penders finds Geschingter on the right wing. Now back inside is Penders. A nice finish there. Alex Penders have a first half. Ithaca has tied this game at 28.
They're not getting down on themselves even when they're not playing well, and that's a big key for the Bombers.
Blake Haber drives in a quick 2. That one's no good. That one rims out as Geschingter will get the rebound. Ithaca with a chance for their first lead of the game. It's a nice stretch pass. Wissing gets rejected again by Wheela. A nice another rejection there from Matt Wheela. But it looks like the ball, looks like they're going to call an offensive foul there, actually. Not a rejection, as Rochester will make a few substitutions here as we reach the 2:30 mark. Still tied here at 28.
Yeah, Matt Wheela entering today with 9 blocks. That leads Rochester in his top 5 in the UAA conference.
Ithaca, a little bit of a half-court press action, but Rochester will cross no problem. On the left wing, it's Kirshner. He'll dance. Kirshner finds Moore now on the right side. Back up top. It's Kirshner again, playing a 4 wide-out offense. Is Rochester. 2 quick passes to the middle. Now back up top. It's Kirshner. Rims off the back of the rim. A nice tip rebound there by Namzura. And now number 4, Corvin Opura will pull up for 3, and it's good. Rochester regains the lead here in Ben Light Gymnasium. Jalen O'Neal back in the game now for the Bombers. He'll give it off to Wendell. Up top, it's Geschingter. Geschingter with a rip, a fake pull-up, now a drive. Geschingter, nice finish there from Geschingter on the opposing number 4, Corvin Opria. We've now reached under the 2-minute mark here. It's Moore, Malachi Moore. A nice crossover there, unable to do anything with it though. It's Moore, he'll find his way down Broadway. Moore, a nice easy finish. 33-30 Rochester as Geschingter will take the ball. Now it's back up top. It's Bleibtrey back in the game. Finds Penders. Penders now O'Neal. O'Neal finds Wendell on the right wing. Wendell dancing with it. Back to Penders. Penders now right back to Wendell. Not much dribbling in this offense as he'll get a drive from Bleibtrey. Corner 3, Geschingter. It's good! Nothing but net there from Andrew Geschingter. And the Bombers tie this one up again.
Bombers are playing touch and go. They're getting passes and immediately sending it to the next guy.
Mitchell Kirshner will take it now left corner. It's Opera. He'll pull up again for 3. It's good again. Trading threes are the Yellow Jackets and the Bombers. And another 3-point lead here for the Yellow Jackets. Quickly the Bombers will go up. A nice move there. And a turnover now by Bleibtrey. Bleibtrey had a lane, elected to pass instead, and now Rochester will go the other way. 48 seconds. It's Moore who drives in. A nice rejection by Geschingter, who will make up for it at the other end.
And it goes out of bounds, and for the Bombers, your defense can reset. Rochester was running a track meet on that end, and Ithaca now says, well, you got to stop and you got to let us collect our breath and now close inside. What a first half comeback by Ithaca.
Evan Cabral will check back in the game. More, a quick inbound, and a nice finish there from Matt Walia. That one's just too easy in the paint on Penders. Rochester will take a timeout here with 42 seconds left here in the first half on Bomber Basketball on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. Looks like Wenderston will check back in the game after the timeout. Toby, a few comebacks here from the Bombers, now down 5 again. This game, the pace of play is exactly how Ithaca wants it, but they're just unable to drill those shots.
Yeah, this has been a very fast-paced game, and we've seen a little bit later Bombers slowing it down and forcing Rochester to pass it out. They just cannot get the three-pointer going. Ithaca still only 4 for 14 from beyond the arc. You come in today with the top scoring three-point team, but again, they're the worst in the Liberty League, or second worst, excuse me, when it comes to three-point percentage. They just need to find a way to hit more of those as time goes on. You think that early deficit, they were down 11-4 and then were able to come on their way back. If you don't have those shooting problems early, this might be a tie game or it might be a little bit closer even.
You think with how good Rochester's defense is, this is the pace of play that they want. They want these quick open transition threes, but just unable to find the back of the net. As there's 42 seconds here, a quick inbound now. It's a wide open Cabral streaking, and the finish. A nice easy layup from Cabral, and that's the quick score they need. As there's now 34 seconds here. Rochester cannot hold here. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. They're going to try to take this one down as much as possible, as they'll let Adedesoye ISO up top.
Yeah, this is very different from what we've seen so far. Instead of trying to speed it up, now Rochester's just going to milk the clock for all it's worth.
It's Adedesoye now with 15, finds more. Setting up a play. Ithaca will send a double far right wing now. Adedesoye up top. It's more for three. It's good.
They milk the clock and make some fine Parmesan with that
Wendell with 4. Logan Wendell finds Bleibtreu. Bleibtreu at the buzzer. No good. Bryce Bleibtreu tried it, and Rochester will head out of this half up 8. 45-31 is your first half score here in Ben Light Gymnasium. An exciting first half, to say the least.
Yeah, what a great job by both of these sides. The Bombers were able to slow it down from Rochester, who's going to want to speed it up. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bombers make that speed transition coming out of the break when we go to the second half.
That'll do it for us for the first half, but don't go anywhere. Andrew Roberts and Lucas Orlovitz will break down all of the first half just back here in a few minutes. This is Bomber Basketball on 92 WSB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network.
We can talk ball. You got hosting?
Hey, Abby.
Live from Ben Light Gymnasium, this is the Ithaca Bombers basketball halftime show. The Ithaca Bombers men's basketball team down 41-35 here at halftime to Rochester. And I am here today with Lucas Orlovitz. Let's break it all down. What do you like and what do you not like from that first half?
I think the clear pick for what I like here is Tristan Wenderston. He's playing with a lot of fire, obviously leading the team in points and rebounds. You know, he's not the biggest guy on the court, but 6'5", built well. He's playing with a lot of fire today, like I said, really physical. I was enjoying watching him in the first half for sure.
Yeah, and then honestly, what I would say is Wennerson, he reached his second foul somewhat with a good chunk of time left in the first half. They kept him out of the rest of the half. Smart move by the Bombers to preserve him for this second half. Could go even bigger in the second half. He's on pace for a double-double here, but the guys that kept them in the game with Tristan Wennerson on the bench, Andrew Geschickster starting to heat up. He had a nice 3 to tie it up late, although Rochester gained some momentum after that to take that 6-point lead they have. And then Alex Penders having a strong game. He's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc as one of their only forwards, which is kind of insane. And then he also had a nice layup later in the game. So Alex Penders, nice game by him.
Absolutely, you said it. Alex Penders, again, a forward. You're not expecting those guys to hit those shots down the stretch. He made a couple big threes for the Bombers at some points, getting them to within one possession. And that's going to be big for them down the stretch for sure. Schauder, we talked about him pregame. Gavin Schauder, the sophomore, hasn't been great, hasn't been terrible so far in the first half. But Alex Penders off the bench, it looks like he may be a real contributor down the stretch for this Bomber team in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, looking over to the Rochester side of things, they had a lot of players that were shooting the ball well in this first half. 8 different players that scored, and there were 5 different players with at least 5 or more points. That would mean on pace for 10 in the entire game. And the leader is actually off the bench in Malachi Moore. He had 10 points off the bench, hit a huge 3 late here. What do you think of just the depth for Rochester and also Moore's performance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to say it's surprising, but it's definitely interesting to see Malachi Moore, a guy only averaging 5 points so far this year, coming off the bench, hitting some huge threes for the Yellow Jackets. And, some of their guys like Logan Jagodzinski not having as good a game maybe, but still been effective with 5 points, like you said. A lot of guys just throughout the board contributing to this Rochester team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, foul trouble was a problem for both these teams at different points in the half. Rochester had a lot of fouls early, but, Ithaca wasn't able to capitalize it maybe as much as they would have liked. Then Ithaca ran into some foul trouble down the stretch of the first half, but interestingly, it was the same thing where Rochester wasn't able to capitalize as much as they could have. That's when Ithaca actually started to get closer. So how much do you think capitalizing on fouls is going to be big in the second half here?
Well, I think you absolutely said it. The script almost flipped a little bit. Definitely Rochester getting into some trouble early in the game, but then it was the Bombers later in the first half. But like you said, neither team really able to take, completely advantage of it. I'm interested to see, look, the Bombers in transition haven't been great yet. They've gotten a few turnovers. A few turnovers have gone either way for both teams. But definitely, I think the foul trouble, it's going to be interesting. We'll see, who comes out, who's in trouble early. Again, guys like Wennerson, only 2 right now, so that's big for the Bombers. They need him to be in this game down the stretch. But I'm interested to see, obviously, the fouls, as well as in the second half, how both teams are in transition. I think that's going to be key, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ithaca was very good at getting rebounds in this first half, but problem early on, they had some trouble turning the ball over. They cleaned that up a little bit down the stretch of the half, and yes, they were very good in transition towards the end of that first half. What do you like there?
Like you said it, both teams a little bit of turnover trouble, at various points. But Ithaca, when they were able to force stops, get the ball down the court, and drive into the paint, whether that was to take the layup or dish it out to the three-point line, they were really effective. Now, obviously, every team's got to make stops, to win the game and not allow a ton of points. But Ithaca, they had moments where they're getting the stops and they're in transition, but when they sit around the three-point line and they're not driving as much and, forcing Rochester to either make a decision, do we take away the layup or do we go and defend the three? That's when they were really successful. They need to keep doing that. They can't just sit at the three-point line. It hasn't worked so far this game, and I think that's an adjustment they're going to have to make at half.
Yeah, and I think I do like what I'm seeing in terms of the interior scoring for Ithaca. Tristan Wennerson, not afraid to drive it to the basket, compete with some of these bigger guys. He's 6'5", even as a guard, has that ability. So if he can get involved there in the second half, even Logan Wendell getting involved on the interior, these guards are capable of doing it. And like we saw earlier, the forwards capable of shooting the three. What I like about this Ithaca offense so far is just the versatility out of every player.
Absolutely. And talk about some of these lesser guys, more of the role player guys. Cole Wissink was in there getting a layup in transition. That was big for the Bombers. Jalen O'Neal, same type of deal. Another smaller guard, but when they drive, again, they're forcing Rochester to make a decision, and if they're going to give the Bombers these easy layups, it's only a 6-point game right now. That can help them get in this game very easily in the second half and maybe even pull away.
Yeah. Now, the thing with Ithaca here, they have 3 guys, the guys we talked about, Wennerston, Penders, and Geschicster, who have 5 points or more, but the rest of the guys on this team who have scored, it was just one layup or 1 2-pointer each. And Logan Wendell, Aiden Holmes, each only at 2 points so far today. Who are you looking for out of these Ithaca guards to step up in the second half?
I mean, we talked about it in the pregame. Logan Wendell obviously coming off of, kind of a quiet weekend for him. That's continued today. Not been great so far. When you're forcing him and Rochester seemingly doing a good job, so let's give credit where credit's due. Rochester's defense, they know who to scout. They know who to guard in the first half for sure. When you're forcing him to kind of make his own space and make his own plays around the three-point line, obviously it hasn't been great so far. We saw him drive early, make a fadeaway jumper. That was big for him. I think the more the Bombers can move and get Logan Wendell off the ball for some of these open catch-and-shoot shots, I think that's going to help him get more in rhythm, get some more shots up, and hopefully start making these and being a threat for the Bombers like he usually is.
Yes. And my thing with them also is you saw him take some jumpers, take some shots closer to the basket in that first half. If he can do that a little more often in the second half, he can rack up some points as well. He's a good shooter from anywhere, so when he's not feeling it from 3, he's got to utilize that ability to score on the inside. Points in the paint, I think, are going to continue to be a huge point of discussion in the second half.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And again, like I said earlier, if he can get in, maybe, force Rochester to make a decision either with some layups or maybe being open on the wing for some three-point shots, that would be big. But again, he's active. He's running around the court. 3 rebounds for the Bombers. That's big as well. So it might not be just the points today, but he's helping his team in other ways, undoubtedly.
Yes, absolutely. Now, looking over to the Rochester side of things, CJ Amsterdam has been great in the paint today. And then you're also seeing, as the game goes on, Logan Jagodzinski getting involved as well. But Amsterdam in particular, 6'9", and she has 6 points on the day. Do you think the Bombers have a defensive answer for him?
I'm really not sure. We talked about the big Schauder versus Amstelum matchup earlier, how that was going to be. So far, it's been Amstelum undoubtedly getting the win in this one. It looks like it might almost be a game plan. Schauder leaving him almost open around the foul line to try and induce some jumpers. He hit one earlier. Again, he's having an efficient day so far. I'm not sure the Bombers have an answer. That's just my opinion. I don't think Schauder can keep up with him in the second half.
My thing is, if you put size aside for a second, why not put Tristan Wennerson in there with him? He's making an impact on offense. Let's see what he can do on defense against these bigger guys. And then you get Schauder to match up against some of the slightly smaller Rochester guys, and that could be a bit of a mismatch in Ithaca's favor.
It's funny you say that, Andrew. I absolutely agree with you. Even though Wennerston only 6'5" to Anselm's 6'9", Wennerston has experience, he's a veteran, and he's playing physical so far.
Yeah, he is grit for sure.
Something, again, 6'9", 210 Schauder, he's a big guy, but just lacking the experience of, some of these other Ithaca Bombers. I think Wennerston could fill in and be big in that role on Anselm later in this game. I'm interested to see what Coach Waleed Fareed elects to do in the second half.
Yes, absolutely. Amsterdam and Jagodzinski both have the experiential advantage over a guy like Schauder. And I would also be interested to see what Alex Penders can do on defense in the second half. Got to go with the hot hand a little bit in Wennerson and Penders, but also got to see what other guys can get involved here in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I look for Alex Penders, again, to get some more minutes off the bench, have a big second half. And, it's only a 6-point game for the Bombers right now. They're certainly not out of it. We'll see if they can make a comeback in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have any updated predictions for us here, Lucas?
I'm looking at the boards right now. I don't, honestly. I think Rochester, they have a 6-point lead right now. I'm going to stick with my original 81-78 prediction. I think they hold on. They get this win over the Bombers.
Yeah, I'm not going to make any update to my prediction in a concrete way, but I will say if Ithaca can find some more hot shooters in the second half than they had the first half, spread the ball out a little more, that would be the key to them winning. And also feeling it from 3 beyond just Penders, Geschicster, the guys they've been going to so far. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Ithaca Bombers basketball halftime show. For Lucas Orlovitz, I'm Andrew Roberts. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at postgame, but in the meantime, Justin Antonucci and Toby Zabore on the call.
Ithaca College and Rochester, halfway through a regular season contest between these normally regular season conference rivals turned non-conference rivals come basketball. Rochester 41, Bombers 35. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. Tobias Zabori alongside Justin Antonucci for the second half of Bomber men's basketball here on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. And a quick first half led to points. What's the second half going to look like, Justin?
A quick one indeed. We had both at to catch our breath after that very fast-paced action. I think the teams might want to slow it down a little bit, though. We saw a lot of missed threes, especially in transition and turnovers. That would just lead to easy baskets the other way. However, two teams that have been playing very solid defensively, especially in the paint. This game is going to be won and lost at the three-point line today.
Well, now both teams break their huddles as they will switch on sides. Rochester now will be moving from left to right. Ithaca will be moving from right to left. Here in half number 2, quick pass back and we are underway. It's Evan Cabral will bring it past the midcourt stripe, being contested by Adita Soya. Swing back to Cabral. Cabral swings it outside, now to the top of the key in Wendell. Wendell, and there's going to be a whistle blown, foul on Rochester.
Yeah, look for Logan Wendell here in this second half. The leading scorer of this group, only 2 points in the first half. It's been Tristan Wenderston who's really gotten involved, keeping Ithaca in this game, but Logan Wendell will have to perform in the second half if the Bombers want to win this game.
Bladen Holmes passes it out to Wendell, who inbounds it, takes it from the free throw line, now goes underneath, layup and puts it down. First points of the second half belong to Ithaca, 37-41.
Right on cue, it's Logan Wendell.
Rochester now trying to move it across the midcourt line, and they do with Tommy Wadita Soya moving it across. Wendell reaches in, no foul. Swings it back, far side. Rochester passing it inside. Now underneath the basket, layup misses, rebound good. That one from Logan Jadzinski puts it through. 43-37. Rochester still back on top. Bombers swing it behind as Evan Cabral brings it across. Right at the top, he swings it out to Wendell. Wendell drives in, he's contested. Layup off the top of the glass. Logan Wendell goes up and rebounds. Traded early, Bombers down 43-39.
Someone got a nice pep talk at half, a nice finish there.
Rochester, 3-ball, deep, and it misses. Kirshner trying to get it, rebounded, picked up by Logan Wendell. Wendell across the midcourt stripe, moves on the far side, still in three-point territory, passes it out to Alex Penders. Penders to Cabral. Cabral underneath contested, swings it back out to the top, and Aiden Holmes. Holmes a deep two, in and out. Misses, Bombers still trying to pick it up, now underneath Cabral. Contested, foul, and Cabral will go to the line.
You already noticed the difference between this Ithaca offense. They're shooting the ball in the first 15, 20 seconds of the shot clock. Earlier in the half, it wasn't in transition, and they actually set up possession. They'd wait till 5, 6 seconds left to try to get a shot off. Now you see them set up their half-court offense, but quick and efficiently, and a great start so far to this half for the Bombers.
Cabral's first from the free throw line for the day. And his first one goes in. On the season, coming into today's game, Cabral was 11 for 23, now 12 for 23 from the charity stripe. Soya brings it across the midcourt line. Now he charges inside for Rochester. Swung out. Fake three brought on by Nemzura. He goes underneath and a layup. It's good. Matt Nemzura makes it 45-41. Rochester Bombers quick in transition. Cabral goes underneath. Cabral layup, and he puts it right off the back of the backboard. Rochester ball stolen by Cabral. Underneath, throw up, it's down. Aiden Holmes puts it through. A rumble at the OK. Cabral gets the steal back, 45-43. Rochester swung outside for Nemzura. Nemzura towards the top for Soya. Now from the free throw line, put it up, misses. Bombers rebounded, a shot by Selim. Doesn't go, Bomber ball.
That's the look, though, for Rochester. The shot from the free throw line, that's the best zone beater. They've got that look a few times, have not been able to convert.
Deep three, clangs, doesn't go. Rebounded by the Bombers. Wendell tries to pick. It's a Rochester guy to fake. Now swings it out for Cabral. Cabral taking his time. 17:29 to go in the second half. 45-43 Rochester, and there's going to be a charge foul against the Bombers. Tristan Wennerston goes too far in.
That's the second time they've got Wennerston on the elbow, but let's give him some credit. He's the one that got the offensive rebound on the first miss. His third offensive rebounder for the day. Leads the team in rebounds with 7. He's already in double figures in the point total. They just took him out of the game here, but he's on double-double watch for this team.
Brought out as Blythe Blybetree comes in for the Bombers. As Adita Soya passes it out. Pulling up is Nemzura. Now he holds on and passes it back to Adita Soya. Now to Nemzura again. Deep pass on the far side for Kirshner. Back to the top of the key. Deep three for Nemzura. Clangs, misses, rebounded by Penders. So it'll be Alex Holmes now for the Bombers. It's Blythe Blybetree. Passes it back to Wendell. Wendell charges. Wendell layup. We are tied. 45 all, 16-53.
Logan Wendell once again.
And Rochester was taking it across the midcourt line. Mitchell Kirshner stepped out right at the line, and the Bombers get the ball. A lucky break for Ithaca.
Logan Wendell, the difference maker here in the second half early. He's their best player for a reason, and you had to get him in the game plan somehow. And now it's not from behind the arc, but there's just a great ball handling from Wendell so far, and that's why this game's tied.
Opria comes in for Rochester. Part of a substitution. Bombers pass it back to Cabral. Cabral deep in Rochester territory, but he will bring it across the timeline. Being contested by Adita Soya. Pass back for Cabral. Cabral contested. Swings it to Wendell a little high and out of bounds.
Nice grab there by Farid on the sideline, though.
Walid Farid has the hands. Just too high on the pass from Cabral to Wendell. And so the Yellow Jackets tied at 45, 16:34 to go here in the second half. Yellow Jackets on the far side, now top of the key near zone three-point line. Just moving it around beyond the arc. Yellow Jackets pass it in deep for Adita Soya. They pass it over the top for Moore. Moore goes up, misses, rebound, ball pins, and it's picked up by the Bombers in a nifty move to swing it back to Logan Wendell.
Yeah, those are the layups you need to make. Good passes there to break the zone, but unable to find the net.
Wendell contested, so he swings it over for Cabral. Cabral to Holmes. Holmes trying to charge in, looks outside, he has Logan Wendell. Wendell from the free throw line just inside, in and out of the rim. Doesn't go. Rochester will bring it back their way. Holding on to it is Corvin Opria. Opria to Adita Soya. Adita Soya on the near side. Brings it towards the middle of the court. Right there on the straightaway. He hangs on just to the right of the A of the Ithaca Bombers logo. Now brings it to the near side on that right wing. Being contested by the Bombers, it kicks off of Blybetree. Blybetree makes the recovery in Rochester territory. Wendell can't hang on to it. The ball rolls. Ithaca gets lucky. They hang on. Logan Wendell, top of the key. He swings it for Cabral. Cabral goes inside, and the ball will pin, and it's picked up by Rochester after hitting off the legs of some Yellow Jackets.
Right look there, just unable to find number 5 for the Bombers, but that was still a solid offensive possession if looking in terms of ball control.
Mitchell Kirshner passes it on the near side wing to Adita Soya, who brings it up to the top for Wheela. Wheela tipped by the Bombers. It is picked up by Oprea. Oprea keeps it alive now towards the top for Malachi Moore. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Rochester. Back to Malachi Moore. Ball contested. Logan Wendell takes it out of the hands and back to the Bombers. Hanging onto it is Blythe Blybetree. He swings it back, and the Bombers' offense will take their breaths and reset by the eye of the Ithaca logo. Swung on back to Blybetree. Blybetree passes it over to Aiden Holmes. Holmes runs inside by the NCAA logo, swings touch pass with the ball is Logan Wendell right at the top of the zone. A deep three for Wendell. Misses. Rebounded by the Bombers. Brought back to Cabral. Cabral goes inside. Contested. Lays it up. Puts it down. Evan Cabral gives the Bombers a 47-45 lead. Now Adita Soya goes inside. Passes it out a three for Opria. And it misses off the far rim. Rebounded by Logan Wendell.
The second chance points in this game, Toby, have been huge for the Bombers. The teams are tied in offensive rebounds. When you look at the difference in who's scoring off those second chance points, the Bombers most definitely have the edge in this one. And hey, keep the ball in Logan.
27 free throws on the season. The second from the stripe is good.
And the Achilles heel right now for this Bomber team is Wennerston, who's by far their leading scorer today with 12, but he's already got 3 fouls. Keep an eye on to when police potentially want to bring him back in the game.
And Logan Wendell makes all 3, and he makes it a 1-point game. 53-52, 11:58 to go in the second half between the Bombers and Rochester. Yellow Jackets, Opria swings it back out to Adita Soya. Adita Soya contested by O'Neal. He breaks free. Adita Soya back out to Oprea. Oprea from deep. It's short. Picked up by Jalen O'Neal. O'Neal swings it back quickly to Geschichter. Geschichter charges inside, goes up. It goes out of bounds against Rochester. Bomber ball, no foul called on the layup by Geschichter.
Nice defensive there by Jagodzinski of Rochester there to swat that one out.
So Jalen O'Neal will inbound it. He does get it off to Logan Wendell. Wendell contested. Wendell brings it inside. He's going to be contested even more now. Swings it back out for Schauter. Schauter on to Geschichter. Back to Schauter. And it's back to Wendell. Wendell underneath Geschichter. A one-on-one with Jagodzinski. Geschichter goes inside, tries to move it up, whistles blow. It'll go down, but it's going to be a travel against Geschichter. Mitchell Kirshner comes in for the Yellow Jackets, and now Rochester still up by 1 with 11 to go here in the second half. They will bring it back out at Adita Soya. Adita Soya just charges inside. An opportunity from deep. Rochester won't take it. Kirshner directing traffic, and he hands it back off to Adita Soya. Soya goes to the far left wing. Now brings it back top of the key. Swung back down. Going to be an opportunity now. Top 4-3 for Nemzura. Misses again. Rochester not hitting the threes. Bombers bring it the other way. Fast break for Wisnik. Wisnik puts it down, and an and one. Wisnik, the layup. 54-53, and it'll go to the line for 1. Bombers lead.
The fast pace in transition has been key to the second half so far. We've seen Wisnik streak out a few times, hasn't dropped all of them, but right there, no doubt about it. That's the big reason why the Bombers have the lead right now.
Penders comes on for the Bombers as Wisnik gets 1 from the charity stripe. He puts it up, and it clangs off the rim. Rochester will rebound it, and now Yellow Jackets ball. Yellow Jackets quickly move it down the court, swung out. Opportunity for the Yellow Jackets, but Kirshner doesn't take it. Adita Soya passes it inside for Amselem. Way out there, and Mitchell Kirshner now hangs onto it by the free throw line. Adita Soya swings it back out, and now Rochester taking their time. Now a corner 3 for the Yellow Jackets, no good. Picked up by the Bombers. Multiple threes in a row, missing for Rochester, and the Yellow Jackets unable to sting the net.
Who would have thought this late in the game right now, Rochester would have more three-pointers attempted than Ithaca.
A deep 3 now for Alex Penders, clinks and misses, and Rochester, footwork to keep it in bounds, call it twinkle toes, as Mitchell Kirshner goes down the layup and count it. Kirshner puts it in, 55-54 with 10 to go.
Rochester, that's what they got to do. They're trying to be a team that they're not, a three-point team. This team makes it and breaks it in the paint, and they just got to keep that up. You see, they've missed way too many threes in this game so far.
Jalen O'Neal swings it all the way back to Andrew Geschichter, who's at the eye of the Ithaca logo. Rochester playing press defense. Now Wendell swings it to the far corner. Penders for 3. Count it! Alex Penders from the corner deli store. Throw all the sauerkraut and mustard on that one. Bombers lead 57-55, and a timeout by Rochester.
Penders, his third 3 of the day. 3 for 6 now, shooting 50% from the line, from beyond the arc, excuse me. Just shows the trust that Waleed Fareed has in these freshmen. He's got O'Neal out there. He's got Penders out there. No doubt, no matter what age you are, Alex Pender making a huge impact in this game so far.
second half, they've come out hot. Waleed Fareed must have said something during that halftime speech because he's got his Bombers going.
They almost look like a different team. They're setting up their offense. They're playing fast, and they're driving in Logan Wendell. We saw in that first half, all it was passes really around the three-point mark, and then they try to hit a cut. Now they're setting up plays for the paint and for the drive, and that's why they found so much success. And then when you do that, that's what opens up the three. When you draw defenders in the paint, and that was an easy one for Penders, wide open there in the corner. Just a completely different offensive scheme.
Rochester breaks out of the timeout. Inbounding it will be Malachi Moore. He will send it on to Mitchell Kirshner. As it's Kirshner who swings it back to Malachi Moore. Moore across the midcourt line quickly for Rochester. Tries to break it in, loses control, and it goes to the hands of Wendell, but a foul called, and it stays with Rochester.
Physical defense there from the Bombers. As they still have not yet brought back in Wenderston, who's still sitting on the bench with 3 fouls. He only scored in double digits. Well, Wendell's now in double digits, but in the first half of the Bombers.
Well, Rochester quickly swinging it to the outside, now underneath. Opportunity for Rochester now, top of the key. A 3 by Mitchell Kirshner goes wide and rebounded by Logan Wendell. Quickly now, Bombers in transition. A 3 by Aiden Holmes. It's too far, and the Bombers' fast break offense misses an opportunity, and Rochester is able to reset.
Now that didn't go in, but that's a perfect in-rhythm shot there from Aiden Holmes. You take that shot every time if you're offered it.
Moore goes underneath, and he is stopped. Blocked by the Bombers. Ithaca the other way. Alex Penders gives it over in transition. Pass down for Wisnick. Wisnick for 3 from the corner. Clangs off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Malachi Moore.
Take your points. Aiden Holmes had a wide open layup. Elects for the 3. You just got to take your points when it's in a game so close like this.
Rochester swings it back outside. Now a 3 by Mitchell Kirshner, and it misses. Rebound still not in contest. Now by Rochester going to the ground. No foul for Matt Wheela, and the ball goes back to the Bombers. Wendell brings it to the midcourt line and across. Now contested at the top of the key. He swings it down to Penders. Penders goes inside the paint, lays it up. Alex Penders had a day. Bombers 59, Rochester 55 with 8 minutes to go in the second half.
Rochester is 1 for 10 on their last 10 three-pointers. Haven't scored in the last 2 minutes here. A slump for this offense.
A deep 3 and count it.
Right on
for
cue.
Rochester.
Right on cue.
Matt Nimzura, 59-58. Bombers holding on to a 1-point lead. As Wendell on the far left wing side brings it out now, charges in by the NCAA logo, takes his 2 steps and puts it down. No contest. Logan Wendell, and Rochester quickly in motion. Pass inside, intercepted by the Bombers. This is some quick action, Justin.
You got to catch your breath for a second, though. This is some really quick action, but this is what the Bombers want. They're a transition-based team.
As the whistle blows, Wendell takes a shot. It'll be a foul on Rochester. These 2 teams are playing fast and loose with the basketball. Bombers leading 61-58, 7:21 to go. Listening to coverage of Ithaca men's basketball here on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network.
And now Tristan Wenderston will check back in the game. Just around the 7-minute mark. They're up 3 now. Now they get one of their best scorers back in the game, as they'll keep Wendell out there as well.
Cabral just able to find the seam with Wenderston. Ball goes back to Cabral, hands it off to Logan Wendell. Wendell up top to Aiden Holmes. Holmes in contest with Malachi Moore, swung back to Wendell. Wendell charges inside, goes to the layup, foul called. Wendell misses it, but he will get 2 from the line once again. Logan Wendell 3 for 3 on the day from the charity stripe.
For a guy that's attempted 61 threes on the season, he is sure making an impact in the paint as Wendell, as that's where he's found his game. Sometimes the three-point shooter just works best in the paint, and that's where Wendell's found all of his success.
Wendell's first, and it goes through. Bombers now lead 62-58. They have a 4-point lead over Rochester with 7:06 to go here in the second half. Wendell attempts to go for his second, and it's nothing but net. 5 for 5 from the line as the Bombers lead by 5 over Rochester. They are able to get it out from underneath the end line, and there's going to be a foul called against the Bombers.
They wanted to charge on that one. Aiden Holmes looked like he got in front of him. Just didn't set his feet completely. They'll call
little bit of a layup, and it goes for Rochester. Matt Wheeler puts it in. 63-60, Bombers lead.
Jackson's first minutes of the game for the Yellow Jackets. But Luke Verkertsky throwing out everything here in the final minutes of this game.
Logan Wendell contested, passes it underneath, now inside for Wennerston. Now a deep three from Cabral, but it's an air ball, stays in bounds for Ithaca, and down to the floor goes Cabral. It's going to be a foul on Rochester. This game has been physical, Justin.
Very physical. The intensity heating up, but the refs are all over it. They're not going to let him play. It's the right call there. I mean, he got hit straight in the air. Fast-paced, high physicality. For a non-conference game, you feel like these two teams still might have a little something against each other, as you know, some other teams do share the same conference.
That just shows the institutional love between Ithaca and Rochester, as Cabral will miss on his free throw, but it is rebounded by the Bombers. Cabral brings it and swings it to Wendell.
You know, the free throw there, because Ithaca is now in the bonus. It'll be 1-1 until 10 plus fouls. Then they'll get 2.
So swung on down to Wennerston. He hands it off, a deep three. Bryce Blybetree from downtown. Bombers 66, Rochester 60. Oprea takes it, swings it back to Jackson. Jackson up top to Malachi Moore. Back to Jackson, over to Oprea. Oprea to Moore. Moore up top, it's tipped by the Bombers and brought in by the Bombers, Evan Cabral.
You hear the sideline getting into it now, too, for the Bombers. The bench creating some extra noise on defense.
Cabral at the midcourt line, he passes it to Wendell on the near side right wing. Wendell contested, brings it towards that paint line, now charges inside. He's got to swing it out. It's Blybetree again. Blybetree goes inside and he swings to Cabral from way down. Cabral misses. It's going to be picked up by Cabral, still Bomber ball, and the offense resets. Swung to the top and Blybetree. Blybetree in the pink shoes goes inside. He has to swing it back to Wendell. Wendell over to Wennerston. Wennerston back to Wendell. Wendell contested. He's going to pass it right off of Rochester. Bomber ball still.
Only 6 seconds left here on the shot clock. They're going to have to draw up a quick play here to get the ball off in time. But the last time they had an inbound under the basket, they had the quick alley-oop to Wennerston. This time it'll be from the side, though. So unable to go back to that route.
So Evan Cabral brings it into Wendell. 4 on the shot clock. He's going to have to bring one off. It's deep and it misses, but it's rebounded by the Bombers. They reset. Wennerston in and out, doesn't go. Rebounded this time by the Yellow Jackets. Streaming down the floor is Andrew Jackson. Jackson lays it up, misses. Rebound by Rochester. There's going to be a foul on the Bombers, so Rochester will go to the line.
2 back-to-back second chance point opportunities for both teams. Wennerston unable to find the back of the net, although that is his 4th offensive rebound of the day. But in terms of the Yellow Jackets, they're able to find the free throw line. This one will be 2 free throws.
Wheeler is 2 for 2 on the day, is the leading free throw shooter on Rochester all season long. 4:58 to go, as his first one misses. So it stays at 66-60, and now some mass subs for both sides. Bombers bring Geschichter in, out. Now goes Tristan Wennerston as well as part of all the substitutions.
That foul was on Wennerston, so that was his 4th. If he's going to see the floor again, it will probably be in the final minutes, and if they use their timeouts properly, only on offense.
Well, Rochester bricks the free throw to try and get this one, get 2 or more points as they swing at top of the key. Brought back now inside. Trying to charge in. The layup goes easily for Rochester. Logan Jedzinski, and a timeout is called.
Just the size difference between Jagodzinski and Wendell. Wendell barely even tries, likely a foul there if he plays some physical defense. Just let him have the 2. Sometimes just get beat inside fair and square.
66-62, the Bombers lead Rochester. 4:45 to go in this contest. And Justin, we've mentioned it, they're not conference rivals in basketball. Rochester as one of the founding members of the UAA, Ithaca a member of the Liberty League. But there's physicality and there's no love lost between these two.
A lot of physicality. You can see the intensity. Both teams want this win, especially Ithaca coming off an overtime in-conference Liberty League loss. They're hungry for revenge on their home gym, but a Rochester team that we talked about earlier in the pregame haven't really been able to string together a couple of wins in a row. They're 6-4 on the year, coming off a big win over Hamilton, looking to extend that win streak. Both teams want this one really bad.
Rochester on the season has not had more than 2 wins contested beyond the timeline, and bringing it through is Geschichter. Geschichter to Wendell. Wendell all alone. Wendell! Splash zone alert for Logan Wendell all the way from Cayuga. 69-62 Bombers.
That's the Logan Wendell we all know. Nothing but net on that three-pointer.
Brought back by the Bombers as Cabral makes a stop. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball. Waleed Fareed wanted a call on it, but the Bombers stopped the Rochester Yellow Jackets' momentum.
15, 16 second half points for Logan Wendell. He's been a completely different player. That's the reason the Bombers are up 7.
Arit Tasoya waits and takes his time. He passes it to Andrew Jackson. Jackson over. Rochester bringing it inside. They're going to have to pass it back. Intercepted by Wendell. Wendell on a fast break. It's a one-on-one, and it's won by Logan Wendell. Bombers 71, Rochester 62, under 4 to go.
He is a man on a mission.
Now Adita Soya goes up, misses, rebound, Wendell and the Bombers. And there's going to be a foul on Rochester, and the Bombers get to bring it out. And as you said, they're in the bonus, so it'll be a 1-1.
Yes, a 1-1 will come. 2 more fouls, I believe, until it's 2 straight, and a 9-point lead already. You got to assume they're going to get there shortly if this game gets tight late. Rochester not nearly as many fouls to give as Ithaca.
Call the Bombers a bunch of lightning McQueens because they're running laps around Rochester in this second half. Wendell will go 1-1 from the line. His first is down and good, so he'll get another. Bombers 72, Rochester 62, and Rochester bringing out their big team. Oprea comes in along with Nemzura.
Rochester, they're going to have to look to the three-point line and try to spark some offense. Only 7 of 23 on the day so far, getting as many three-point shooters in as possible, but this team's going to have to play basketball. They don't like to play. They're not a three-point oriented team. They've taken half the attempts in this game that they have all season.
Rochester trying to move it quickly. Now a deep three from Rochester. Doesn't go. Rebounded by the Bombers. As it's brought out to Cabral. Bombers up 73-62. Rochester playing tight defense. We're going to see if they foul, and they do. Rochester now going to start fouling the Bombers. And a half-court shot after the whistle blows. That just shows the talent of this Bombers squad as they'll go 1-1 from the line.
Back to the three-point line. This Rochester team, Toby, has attempted 43 threes coming into this game on the season. That's in 7 games. They have 24 attempted tonight. It just shows what Ithaca does on offense. They force you to play fast. They force you to take threes, and that's the reason they're in the lead in this game is they're playing the basketball that they want to play, and they're forcing Rochester to almost be a team that they're not.
Ithaca now in doubles territory as Geschichter makes his first free throw. Geschichter on the year has been solid from that free throw line. You see why he was the 10th ranked player out of Maine high school basketball from Gould Academy. I've got interesting memories of Gould Academy being a Maine boy myself out there in Bethel. As Rochester brings it across, it's Oprea. Oprea trying to set something up, sends it over to Adita Soya. Adita Soya goes underneath, layup, and it's through. So Rochester, crucial points. It's 75-64 with 3:16 to go. As the Bombers just have to get it below the baseline. Rochester contesting. They're going to play tough, no foul. Cabral passes it in. They do get it across the midcourt line. Now it's Penders. Penders goes up, misses. Rebounded by Rochester.
That's one you want back if you're Penders. A huge height advantage on that layup.
And there's one Rochester's going to want back. As out of bounds goes Nemzura on a fast break pass.
Ithaca has yet to really get a lot of trouble from this Rochester press, and up 11, they're pressing with 3 minutes. You got to hit some of these fast break points.
Well, here's an opportunity for Penders, and he knocks it down. Bombers up by 77-64, 2:43 to go. And now the Bombers pulling away from the Yellow Jackets. Adita Soye goes inside. He's going to go up for 2, but it's not even close. Rebounded by Penders. Rochester goes for the second opportunity, and it is put down in a timeout called by Rochester. So Matt Wheela makes it an 11-point game, 77-66, 2:31 to go. And we go to the timeout circles.
Yeah, Penders has been unbelievable today for Ithaca. He's got 15 points, 2 blocks. Go back to the transition layup, and then the defense in the paint. Only a freshman, didn't even start the game, but with Schauder not playing his best from the three-point line, they pivoted to Penders, and they haven't looked back since. He's been knocked down from everywhere on the court.
And when you thought when Rochester brought in their three-man rotation with guys like O'Prey that they were going to go more from that line, they've been trying to get those points back slowly and surely. It's a much more mature approach from a team that we thought was going to swing, guys like O'Prey out.
Yeah, 100%, Toby. And now this is where Rochester will run into problems. They're down 11. They don't really have a go-to shooter. Added to Soye is their main ball handler. We haven't seen him take many threes. It's been a lot of drive and kick basketball, but the zone defense of Ithaca we've really seen kind of close out the corners, and now they can allow those points in the paint. You can give up a 2. The last thing you want is a 3. And now also to mention, now in the 10, they now have 10 team fouls with Rochester. So every single time that they foul, Toby, Ithaca will get a guaranteed 2 free throw attempts from the line.
As Rochester breaks their huddle, and in the first half they were hitting threes a lot from O'Prey, who was having a symphony fantastique. But now on this day, it feels like O'Prey, the theater might be closed. As the Bombers up by 11 with 2:31 to go here. You're listening to coverage of Ithaca men's basketball against Rochester on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. Wendell inbounding, still looking. He's going to run out of time and gives it to Cabral. Cabral, a jump pass. That's athleticism from Cabral. Now Wendell in contest. Rochester playing press. They give it out to Cabral. Cabral underneath the Penders. He is stuffed.
He went for it. He went for the jam.
Rochester uses their size, but the Bombers hang on to it. Geschichter to Cabral. Cabral at the top by the H of the Bombers logo at the midcourt line. He goes underneath. Cabral misses, and the second touch by Penders. Cabral and Penders. Action by the Bombers, 79-66, now under 2 minutes. Adita Soya underneath the layup, misses by Rochester and Wheeler.
Great defense there by Alex Penders, just all over the place.
A little jump pass to Penders underneath Wendell off the glass. Serve it up, hot Logan Wendell. Bombers have scored 81, and they're running away from Rochester. Adita Soya inside, goes up for the layup, and he hits it down. 81-68, so Rochester still alive with 1:30 to go. Rochester stopping on the press, now swings it back to Penders. Penders, the dagger! Alex Penders, stick a knife in him and start the buses for the Yellow Jackets. 84-68 Bombers. A minute to go. Underneath, ball goes to the ceiling, and it's kicked back out. Geschichter underneath. Geschichter! 86-68. It's a palindrome.
Let's go back to Alex Penders. The pace of this play is unbelievable. Came in to this game averaging 2 points. He's got 20 in this one.
Now under a minute. Rochester inside. They go for the jam, and it's rebounded out. Karma is against the Yellow Jackets. 45 seconds. Bombers palindroming the Yellow Jackets, 86-68. Wendell on the far side wing by the midcourt line. 36 seconds, 16 on the shot clock. Bombers are going to milk it for all it's worth. Wendell plays loose. Rochester not pressing. Wendell goes in, high layup, and it's off the shot clock. And it will go Rochester way. 25 seconds, the shot clock is turned off.
I was just about to say the ball, and I guess kind of poetic will turn off the shot clock, as that one did hit off the shot clock.
Adita Soya underneath, layup misses, goes for the second chance foul, and Adita Soya will go to the line. Rochester trailing 86-68 with 15 seconds left in this game, and the Bombers looking for their first win since 2018 against the Yellow Jackets. Adita Soya's first is through. They've lost 3 in a row to Rochester. A Rochester team that has made the NCAA tournament each of the last 3 full seasons. Adita Soya puts another one through. It's 86-70. Bombers up by 16. They're on the other side. Rochester pressing, no foul. Geschichter just will try and milk it out. Passes it to Cabral. Cabral with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Geschichter hangs on for the first time since 2018. Down go the Yellow Jackets. Bombers 86-70. They take down Rochester, and a beating by the Bombers.
And in a game that looked like this game was going to come down to the wire in the first half. A convincing finish in the second for Ithaca.